a spark, not apologize. I take the chalk, I take the brush, I take the bone and flame. If the world wants my restraint, it can learn my name. Let the curtains shake, let the easels creak. Here I am, fantastic. Paint my phantoms, paint them loud. Let them rise right up through the crowd. Art is freedom, watch me fly. Every line I draw is mine. Paint my phantoms, paint them bright. Make the hidden things take flight. Art is freedom, baby. I bring the dark to light. Every splash on the floor is a footprint of my soul. I'm here to say, I'm doing this my way. I sketch the dreams in the mirror, I kiss the fear goodbye. I make a saint from the ache, and the halo from the cry. Hear the velvet roar, feel the fever bloom. I crack the frame, and I fill the room. Paint my phantoms, paint them loud. Let them rise right up through the crowd. Art is freedom, watch me fly. Every line I draw is mine. Paint my phantoms, paint them bright. Make the hidden things take flight. Art is freedom, baby. I bring the dark to light. If you call me wild, then hand me the match. I was born to pull the veil and never give it back. I want the ghost in the glass, I want the moon on my skin. I want my soul unchained, I want my whole world Paint my phantoms, paint them loud. Let them rise right up through the crowd. Art is freedom, watch me fly. Every line I draw is mine. Paint my phantoms, paint them bright. Make the hidden things take flight. Art is freedom, baby. I bring the dark to light. Every splash of paint, every line I draw, pictures tell stories, and I wrote them all. No time to be silenced. My name you need to speak. Oh yeah, baby. My name is Fantastic.
Hey, hang on, just let me do the... Not be on camera long, don't worry. Music. Just be on camera while saying hello. Then I need to set up the art because I haven't done it yet. Right, how are we doing? Let's see if we see. Let's start from... I know I'm late again. Caroline, hey. Sorry I had to push it back again. I'm sorry. Pinky in the house. Mr. Prism. That's not a problem. I must message Holly actually because I can't remember where she offered it. Somewhere for the plushies. I'll check that out. Hey, Sage Rat and Roger. Hey, Rob. I watched a video on Facebook this morning of somebody flying out of Kirkwall. Oh, get back. Hey, Leanne. Get off Leanne's lawn. She's in the power zone. Miss Mayhem. Hang on, just let me get my coffee. Well, the kettle. This is a kettle. Phil, by the way, has actually bought himself a kettle. Kettle, if you're English. I'm very proud of him. Bought some tea. He has opened it. I don't know if he's had any tea yet. Aussie Cat. Hey, hey. You've inspired Raven, by the way. So we're back on allocating who's doing what plushie right now. She's a bagseed crow. So I'm stuck with Seg. Could work out to do Segs. Probably easier than crows, actually. TARDIS Karens, where's TARDIS Karens? Hey TARDIS Karens, how you doing? Sorry, Barbara. How are you today? Still got belly problems, Rob. That sucks. Damn YouTube, I had to close both apps and reload on both. It's so glitchy right now. Get on ready for a doctor appointment, no problem. Look at this stream is just going to be an art stream. I want to get that. Keep forgetting the camera's up here. But I've got to read the chat. So, I want to finish that Bathsheba piece. Debbie! Hey. Anybody I'm missing? Everybody's saying hello to each other. This is awesome. Good to see you on camera, Sarah. Yeah, I'm going to try doing a bit more. My last video, actually, I don't know if it's a coincidence. It might be because I had demonetization in the title, but putting my face on the thumbnail, I actually, in the first 12 hours, I did better than way better than I normally do in 12 hours. So, Ghost Wiener, thank you so much for the buy me a coffee. That will buy a lot of Tim Tams. Oh, is there such a thing as too many Tim Tams? I'm not sure there is. So, itchy nose. Where's Sponge? Oh, hello! Hello, Sponge! Hello! Lady Sponge in the house. You're not late for me, Sarah. I didn't know you were going live. It's all right. Shh, don't tell everybody I was late. I did initially put half one. I knew it might get pushed back. There's all sorts of stuff going. Why am I waving back? I saw you. I saw you. I psychically saw you. There you go. Bottom of the chat already. Oh, it was. Awesome. My boba mug needs a clean. God. Rob, my oven toaster is just as bad as the air fryer, so crummy. I need to clean out my air fryer. Hurrah, James! Hurrah! Getting low on those. I'll have to stock up tomorrow and note to self. Get Tim Tams. I have Tim Tams. I have dark chocolate Tim Tams and I have the latte ones. I've already been demolishing the dark chocolate ones. Is my essay marked? If it wasn't marked in 2000, it ain't going to be marked now, sweetie. Did you hand it in? That's what I want to know. Want the receipt that you handed it in. John. There you go. No, well then I haven't marked it then, have I? Psychically mark the essays. I'll just give you the grade I think you should have. Maybe hand it in next time. I wanted the emoji. Oh, I'm sorry. I've got no custom emojis now. You'll have to use YouTube's. Why does the toast go dehydrated in an oven grill? What's the science? Well, it does it. It basically takes the moisture out. It's actually why a slice of bread will be heavier before you make it into toast. It's lighter as toast because it removes the moisture. It's on a floppy disk. You'll find a computer that'll fit. I remember 2000. I missed 2000. What was I doing in 2000? I was at the uni. I think I completed my master's in 2000 because I made them let me finish it early. Because they wouldn't let me turn it into an MPhil, which is a research version. So the deal was I could do my dissertation at the same time as everything else. I actually graduated 6 months early. The toaster doesn't. A toaster does take moisture out. I don't know what the difference in the science between the two is. Hey, Julianne. Morning, everyone. Can't say hello individually. I have to make my little kitty his breakfast. Oh, you free this afternoon, Sarah? As far as I know, should be. If you want to chatty poo. My stress is lifted. Stepdad in hospital after another fall, so crisis point is reached. Oh no. Should finish that. Get a care package or going home. Make sure it's either or. I've just done that for somebody. Basically said don't send home without, if they're going to send home, rather than put in care, make sure there's something in place at home. Friday, house in the house. But that will take the stress off you either way, hopefully. Just seeing if I'm missing anybody. Yeah, I missed the 80. Do you know, believe it or not, so do I. I spent years telling people who, especially when I was teaching the sort of younger students, the 16 to 19-year-olds at the end of me doing the teaching. They're all into the 80s, and I used to say, it sucked to be in the 80s. But you know what? I can't remember whose live it was, and I think Friday was part of the conversation, which is probably why I remembered it. Just missed I actually miss the days. I'm going to sound like a really old person now, but I actually really miss the days of, not having the internet and, just having a tape recorder and doing mixtapes and I complain, bitch and moan about the music all the time. I do listen to far more 80s music now than I used to. But the movies in the 80s, just all sorts of things. Different time. But I'm sure, there are people who are sort of, I don't know, teens and early 20s who'll probably say, I miss the 2020s. Don't know why you'd miss the 2020s, but it's been rough. Yeah, poor Sponge. But if getting the medical care that he needs, on my hand. If he's getting the medical care he needs, but it's probably chocolate. It's Tim Tam evidence. If he's getting the care he needs, that should take pressure off you. And if it's not taking pressure off you, I've had a word with them. The 80s were the best. Actually, for me, a lot of it was the 70s. I was only a kid in the 70s. I'm not that ancient. But I sometimes think I would have loved being a teenager in the 70s, but I'd be older now, so I'm pleased I wasn't. But I love the 70s. That's my real nostalgia. When it's things like Life on Mars, it's one of the reasons, apart from being a great show, I love Life on Mars because of the set in 73. Explain the fake people. There's a lot of fake people. Sorry to hear that about your stepdad. Yeah, hearts for sponge. A rough time. And yes, it's it's hopefully it will at least take some of the pressure off. Looking forward to tonight. What's happening tonight? Would you let me sing? Woo, Raven! I died of sepsis. Oh, it is nasty if it's not treated. Blanky, hello to you as well, Ricky. How are you, sweetie? Good to see you. All being dealt with, poor old Soddy. How's he going to cope with it all being dealt with, though? I mean, some cope with it better than others. I mean, Dad was all right being in hospital for a month, but he wanted to come home. And I said before, but if we hadn't have been in the 2020 and the hospitals clearing the beds and the nursing homes clearing the beds for getting people in, they wouldn't have. They said they weren't going to let him come home when he first had the stroke. But Dad in a nursing home, God, he'd have had to pay the nurses double, staff double. How is everything, sir? It's okay, actually. I'm sort of getting there. I'm sort of reworking what I'm doing. I mean, if they do, whether they monetize me or not, it's irrelevant to me now. But I am putting my face on camera more just to try and keep them happy. But I'm getting people over to the Patreon, which is acting as my members area, and last video's doing well for me. I need to get this background sorted out so it doesn't look so much of a tip. But no, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Michael died 2 months ago from sepsis. Yeah. I really hope that takes the pressure off you, darling. I too miss the 80s. I didn't exist and life is better that way. My issue with the 80s, if you're not familiar with me, is I turned 13 in 1980. And as a rocker, it was the worst time. In the UK, I think we had it different in the UK to the US and probably some other countries, but it was like everything just went, synthesizer. So I actually spent my teenage years listening to a lot of 70s stuff, and especially sort of Saved by the Who, really. Tommy coming on the TV, and then Woodstock, and American rock, more American rock than British. It was different for me, not better, just different. I mean, where I capitalised is I've seen some stunning concerts, and right from the early 80s, but by the late 80s and early 90s, I was living in London. I just saw so many people. Let's see if I'm missing anybody. We're having pizza already. Yes, sir, I'm relieved he's safe, eating, drinking, and supervised. That's half the battle. I've been having that battle with Mum recently. I am literally having to make sure that she gets a meal. And it's been difficult because I'm not doing it enough myself. No, Ghost Wiener, no. It was okay, I think. Suppose it was a weird one for me because the first half I was still at school, went into my teens, but then in the second half, had to go out into the big bad world and earn a living. I prefer the 70s to the 80s. Yeah, like I say, I'd be a lot old. I'd be 10 years older now, but I would have loved being a teenager in the 70s. I'm more influenced by the 70s. It's why often I'll say I'm a hippie / rocker rather than just sort of pure rocker. We forget the bad things with nostalgia. That happens with everybody. We do. Actually, I haven't forgotten the bad things. I mean, in the 70s, if I'd have been older, especially if I'd have been my parents' age, the 70s were really difficult because there were strikes, there was sort of power outages. I don't remember us having power outages where we were, but you know, they were sort of saving on electricity. There was 3-day work weeks, all that shit. Rubbish bins weren't being collected. There was also it must have been a pain in the neck for a lot of adults, but as a kid, God, the freedom. Which I was alive in the 60s. Well, I was, but I don't barely remember the 60s. I'm not that old. I was born in 67. I was a kid in the 80s, but the 70s, 80s is where the cool tech was being developed. The 90s had that as well. In the 2Ks, corporations got hold and got greedy. It's been downhill ever since. I actually agree with that. My dad loved his tech as it was, and you know, whether it was his music, because he had a proper stack of sort of different equipment to play his records. He had big reel-to-reel he used to do his mixtapes on, and we were one of the first ones to say get a video recorder and all this stuff. Nothing posh, just he just loved buying the new stuff. So, and it was a big deal then. I remember that's the thing. It's like it's also what sort of made us happy, because that was just, you guys know I'm a Star Wars fan. I mean, I was 10 when Star Wars came out. I saw it actually here in Alnwick. I saw it at the cinema. And I remember for Christmas getting this album, you know, record that basically had the soundtrack on it. I'm not talking about the music. I'm literally talking about you could hear the movie. And I just thought that was the best fucking thing ever. You know, I could listen to the Star Wars movie anytime I wanted to. I think we take too much for granted now. Be right back. Oh, thank you, Vicky. Your treasure. Check that in a minute. Very wintry weather on my island. Snow in places. Oh, you're going into winter though, aren't you? 80s was prime time for heavy metal, glam and guitar gods. Yeah, you see, I love I just remember the glam rock from Vicky. Where's my little thank you? Doesn't seem enough. But...
You rock! Cheers to you. Woohoo! Let's dance! You are amazing. Keep rocking!
Sorry, something in my mouth. Vicky, thank you so much. I know you don't like me gushing, but you know it means everything. Same with Ghost Wiener, same with everybody who just being here, and there's always that it's a stupid fear, but it's that fear of, oh, she's not monetized, she must be worth watching. I mean, thank you for everybody in each and everybody's way, sort of offering their support. But Vicky, thank you so much for that. You have no idea how much you guys help, and no idea how much you've helped me. I mean, let's not beat around the bush. The reason I could start the podcast in a week or two is because of the new computer, and sort of, I really was looking at a desperate time, genuinely. I hate sort of saying that because I don't like saying, oh, this has happened, you know. But it's because I was live and just, it hit me like a freight train, the demonetization. But thanks to you guys, I can keep going. And I do love doing this. Hopefully you can put up with actually looking at me on the channel sometimes. But Yeah, thank you. Can I just say, by the way, if it goes into PayPal, I'm actually leaving as much as I can if I don't need it in PayPal, because I am actually sort of trying to sort of get myself up and running and get some stuff. So I'm not talking about for the channel. I'm trying to be a good girl with money, which I am anyway, but it really helps me to do that. I thought I'd lost the chance of being able to do any of the extra stuff. So thank you. So prime time for guitars. Yeah, that's what I was saying. In the early 70s, I just remember some of the music in the early 70s, and I love the 70s glam rock. So, Mr. Prism, you probably got it more than we did. But where I was in the Northeast, it was a very big rock community. So some of the glam / trash, not thrash, trash rock, I loved in the 80s because of that throwback sound to the 70s. I turned 13 in that year too. Yeah, sort of turned into a teenager in that year. Kristen, thank you so much for just being here. Everybody, you do not have to apologise for being late. What did Caroline say? Oh, snow. It's starting to annoy me that StreamYard it's fading out ones I've already clicked on. Hey Betty, sweetness, hope you're okay. Do you want to build a snowman? Now, I used to think of Frozen when I heard that. I now think of Deadpool. Bloody Ryan Reynolds. I need to be supervised. We know. The late 80s and most of the 90s were drunken blur. Thankfully, none of the incriminating evidence is digital. Yeah, I hear that. And no, I'll own it. I've heard the 70s. Yeah, I mean, I still very heavily. I either heavily listen to the 70s music or people who were big in the 70s and didn't go stupid in the 80s, because a lot of them did. But for example, I do like Pink Floyd. Not everything, but I do love some of Pink Floyd, and I'm a big Roger Waters fan. He did some amazing stuff in the 80s. Rotary phones and vinyl record stores. Yeah. We were very lucky in the Northeast, in the local city of Newcastle. We had these amazing independent shops, record shops. I never had a problem getting hold of any of my stuff. I had more problem in London actually. Sometimes I had to use a service. I think I saw in Record Collector where you could give them a title of an album and they'd find it for you. I'm still in the 70s in my head. I am kind of Spanish, to be honest. I can't weigh much on this conversation. Growing up in the 90s was weird and cool all at once. See, the 90s for me, I think it's partly because of what I was doing, because I was in London till 93, so I was still going around seeing Guns N' Roses and all the other bands. But then I came home in 93. I went back to uni in 95, so I can't really remember what was around in the 90s. Just pleased I wasn't a kid when Teletubbies came out. I'd still be getting therapy. Grew up in the 90s too, going in the late 80s. I think a lot of people in the community are actually born in sort of late 70s to early 90s. I think that's the most common age group. Can't comment on the 70s. 70s rocked as a kid. Well, it did where I lived. But I mean, I lived in the town at the time was horrible. But you know, beaches and a castle down the road and rural, so even from quite an early age you could just go out all day, and it is true that you just, as long as you turned up for tea, nobody worried. My favourite decade. Just give me a second, guys. I'm gonna have to call. Well, at least you're happy. Heard that one too, for better for worse. I mean, my oldest nephew was born in 95, so kind of aware of what was around for kids at that point, but that's why I sort of say Teletubbies. That Baby and the Sun still freaks me out. Heard a lot of 70s music from the older brother. When we lived in Papua New Guinea, my brother found a pre-release bootleg of Return of the Jedi weeks before the original release. How it ended up there will never work out. Wish we'd have found that. Because I think I've said we did have a man with a van come around with videos you could rent before Blockbusters and video shops sort of set up. And I did see E.T. before it was released. I never saw the Star Wars though. We never had them. Oh no, no, hide, hide, dive, dive, dive. Woo, woo, woo. Oh. Well, hello there, sir. It's so nice to see you. Why was there an LOL in that? Starker's trying to sit on the keyboard. He wants to sit on the keyboard. Oh, no. Please, guys, don't feel horrible for cancelling memberships. And I am not going to moan it. Honestly, please cancel them. Don't wait for YouTube. They will refund, but don't wait for them. You know, get your money back. Please. That's the difficult part of it. I have no control over that. I know they will. It's not that I don't think they will. It's just I do think they leave it a long time. Blanky, hello to. I can't even be bothered to say hello to everybody. It's a bit like his own live, really, isn't it? Deja vu to Monday. Everyone leave the chat now. Oh, bloody Rob. Jeff Hannon, Team Sean. Oh, thank you, Vicky. I think I look a mess. But if you're cutting my own hair, I don't go to a hairdresser now because they'll go, what the hell have you done? But I ain't paying them. You know, just make myself look punk. It looks as though it's done on purpose. Sorry, guys, had health issues, so we are dealing with it. Oh, I thought there was something. I don't know what the thing is. If Sandra's still in chat, we'll have a chat ASAP. Your hair looks nice. It suits you. It's the travesty of me. I've rarely had short hair in my entire life because I'm a rocker. I like my long hair, but I actually suit short better than long, to be honest. And honestly, I don't know if anybody else has had this. First time I did it in recent years was in 2022. It was when I got the really bad COVID that ended up long COVID, and it affected sort of mental health as well. And I just found I was putting my hair up. As soon as I woke up in the morning, I was putting my hair up. Unless I was washing it, it was up until I went to bed and I took the bobble out. It's just one less thing to worry about, short hair. So, yeah, I'm always late. Young pups, I was a grown adult in the 80s. When did I hit 20? 87. Okay, that's fast, darling. As far as I'm getting in there, I appreciate you all. As long as you're getting some rest and you're looking at... yeah, just when you're ready, Sean, Sandra, you know, most of the time I'm around, so unless I'm live or modding or, I don't know, whatever, I can fit in with when it suits you. It's no worry. I miss my analog life, not having to worry about being filmed while doing stupid stuff. Good music. People were more civil to each other then. You're right. And I even miss, you know, I mean, back in the 80s and early 90s, you know, if you wanted concert tickets, even if, especially if it was for a big one, you had to go and queue up at the box office. At least you knew you had a chance of getting it, rather than the lottery that the internet can be. Hello to all. I said hi. I was born in 95. My father listens to psychedelic rock and prog. My mother's more into spiritual and classical music. And my 10-year-old sister listened to techno. Not sure where I got it from. Wouldn't the psychedelic rock and prog though be a... I mean, I don't listen to... I listen to some of what Dad listened to, but I can hear where my influences have come from. But you always find your own music. 80s had the best toys. That's good. I hated Teletubbies as a kid. It's that baby, you know. Evil baby. That freaked me out more than Teletubbies did. Prism, you're as old as the car I am sitting in right now. Not a problem, Sean. Not a problem at all, hon. I don't talk shit about you when you're not here. It's no fun. I realised I still love the 70s as when I was... It was when I felt I was the most safe and loved. Yeah, I mean, you've got that, you know, the whole family thing and sort of growing up as well. You know, I mean, I've only got mum left. With the people who were around me all the time. And admittedly, I grew up rural. I mean, it was a rough little town, rough little port at the time. But I grew up rural, in an idyllic setting around the town. But I don't know, like I say, as a kid, it was a nice time to be a kid. I don't know what it was like living in a city. So if anybody lived in a city during the 70s, I'd be interested to know. My brother and sister spent the 70s trying to get on the Jim will Fix It show. Did you know that guy freaked me out even as a kid? Which I don't think is a big push, really, is it? You know, I never liked him. I never tried to get on the Jim will Fix It show. I would have liked to have had, ironically, because I was told I couldn't draw at the time, but I would love to have had some artwork shown on Vision On. What was the other one? I've just thought of another one that, Blue Peter, you know, the Blue Peter badge and stuff. I never tried for that either, but no. Hey, Lycan. Actually, I knew when I was working at my last job at the college, we were next to the music department, and one of the guys in the music department, his claim to fame as a songwriter was he wrote the Jim will Fix It theme. He had to stop using it. Hey James, says Lycan. Leave our Rob alone, he's my mate. Yeah, we know he's your bloody mate. Sean Breeze. I cut my own hair too. I've been doing that for about 20 years. I tell you what spurred me on is my bestie that lives here. She does go to the hairdressers if she wants something radical doing, but she cuts her own hair. And I thought, you know, I don't want, you know, a prim sort of neat haircut. I want it to be sort of spiky and stuff. And so why am I paying, I don't know what it'll be now, probably about 20, 25 quid just to have a dry cut. I had some dodgy haircuts in my time, the wedge or step. I like short hair around the high desert. It's always windy and I hate getting my hair made. Well, that's the other thing is, sounds daft, but it's worse here in the summer. If I do do it, it tends to be just before the summer hits because one, it keeps your neck cooler, and two, yeah, the wind, it's hair going everywhere. How do I become a Patreon? Can one of the mods get the Patreon link, please? That'd be awesome. I did put a vlog on there. If you can't find it, I'll actually think Debbie's a member, so Raven is. I did put it in the video, but just quickly, the Patreon, there's two tiers. There's either $5, which was the old tier, or there's the £1 sale. At the end of May, at the end of this month, I'm going to put it to $2.99, which is the same as a YouTube membership. So it acts now as the membership location. Step curtains mixed with a bright orange. I never ever, hand on heart, I never ever wore a shell suit. Rob, on the other hand, obviously looked like a turtle. I'm a metalhead. I'm more of a rocker than a metalhead. I do like some metal, but oh, there you go. There's the Patreon. Yeah, they were a bit flammable. I joke that my vehicle is as old as some of my coal workers. It's 27 years old. The hairspray, yeah, big on hairspray then. Good year, they might come out with some issues, but they're pretty indestructible. I used my other bestie taught me how to service my own car, and we used to do our cars together. She showed me how to do everything. We used to share the cost of the oil and all that stuff. And I don't have a massive knowledge of car engines, but I know enough, because especially as a female where I live, it helps if you need your car looking at, going into the garage and saying, you know, this is happening, I think it might be this, rather than just saying there's something wrong with the car, because then you get taken advantage of by some. But it used to save me a lot of money just servicing it myself. But it got more and more, I would say over the last 20 years, it's got to the point where you can't do it now, because you know, you need specialized tools. It's now all computerized. I know people who work for breakdown services who actually buy old cars on purpose so they can still fix them themselves. Hang on a second. Okay, I had to Google shell suit. It was very much an 80s thing. I taught myself guitar, and a guitar that's 15 years older than I am. Blue Peter was, yes, I was never a big Blue Peter fan. It's only because there was nothing else to watch, to be honest. Adidas. To be honest, where I lived, didn't really have access to that sort of thing anyway. I don't remember many people wearing shell suits. You would see it more in the cities. To be honest, in certain city, I don't know what it's James in. I don't know what Middlesbrough's like, but certainly not so long ago, you would still see people in shell suits in Sutcliffe. Seriously, did they? Yeah, I thought, that's what I said. I'm trying to remember which mods were on. So yeah, I thought Toby was on. Thank you, sweetie. I'm already a Patreon member. I checked. What's a shell suit? It's like a tracksuit, but it's like shiny. Hang on, shiny material. I mean, it was very popular in the 80s, but like I say, there are certain regions that let's find one that's oh, I don't do it when it does it as a web page. Hang on. Right, this is a shell suit. You can't. They tended to be a little bit shiny as well. It's sort of very silky, not silky, but smooth, shiny material. They tend to be bright colours, especially in the 80s. Bermuda shorts. Hey Claire, how you doing, darling? Hope you're okay. Pure rock and roll for me. Zeppelin 4 was my. You know, I tried time and time again to get to Led Zeppelin. I could not do it. I like some stuff, but I just couldn't do it. It's a parachute jack. It's a good way of putting it. Your house to your waist. I don't think I could. Yeah, it's the upkeep. I just, you know, I can't do it. Rob looked like a turtle. Hey Joe, sorry. Somebody asked what a shell suit looked like. Let's remove. I never, hand on heart, guys, I've never worn one. Ever. In 95, you could not only maintain your own stuff, you could repair it. You owned it outright with no dispute. Anymore, they make it impossible to do anything again. Great, yeah. Because we used to do, like I said, because we used to do our cars at the same time. We used to sort of share the cost of buying the stuff and it was like 10%, if not less, of the price that you would pay for a service. I looked like an aerobics instructor. We called them tracksuits, not shell suits. As I saw photos, I was like, yeah. See, for us, tracksuits were the more traditional stuff you would actually wear to do sports with. But even then, you didn't wear those for leisure. Now everybody wears them now, especially, like I say, in the cities. We had jumpsuits. I had a jumpsuit. I did have that. Popper trousers. Shell suits were taken from Italy by random Liverpool fans in the 80s and sold. Typical football fans. Tracky ducks with dress studs on the outside leg. I'd still wear those now. I feel sleepy again. Me too. I might have to have a power nap after this. Why am I so grateful? Honestly, I mean, I was around at the time. I never wore one. I think I was probably saved by, like I say, being a rocker and it's a bit dark in here because the sun's gone. By being a rocker and it wasn't the sort of thing I'd wear anyway. Was that right before they came out with Velcro? Probably roughly the same time. Hey, where's sweetie? Probably roughly the same time. Frankie says retire. T-shirt. Oh, that's funny. Now we just have lawsuits, yeah. Stripper trousers, now I'm interested. So tired, I saw that you had to cancel it. Oh, you got some recording doing? Awesome. At least you got something out the day, but yeah. Suck that they did that. I did not wear shell suits, but my ex did. He lived in the... Oh. To be honest with you, I think they were worse on men than on women. They weren't good on women. Yeah. Glad you got to do something cool anyways, but lame they're cancelled halfway there. Especially the distance you have to go. It's ridiculous. I miss buying a computer program on a disc and you owned it outright. No subscriptions, paying for it forever. Until I had my Mac and the college put on all the software. Yeah, no, I didn't pay for many programs. But I'm paying subscriptions now. Mind you, there's that much around. It depends what you're using. I mean, I pay for Photoshop. That's it. Pay for Clipchamp. I need to change. I'm going to be changing probably to DaVinci. Now I've got the big computer. Also, I pay for StreamYard. And Grok. I think that's. I've just seen. There we go. Hey Laura, how you doing, hon? Oh, I keep forgetting I've got wind button to scroll down. Still getting used to having a mouse again. The big problem I had was because I don't use it anymore. Because I had the Mac, I used to have iTunes, and I think of all the TV and movies I paid for. That probably if I could log back in, they'd still be there. But yeah, there's something more tangible about having a hard copy of something. Hey, fellow goth gal. James is James, Friday is Friday, but if there's no James, then Friday can be both James and Friday. That's it's like Schrodinger's James. It's either James or Friday, and sometimes it's both. Crew the chat is lurking. Not a problem, you lurk away, sweetie. iTunes on Windows was terrible. I tried it once. Mac was much better. Well, it automatically comes with the Mac. I mean, I think you don't want to be putting iTunes on the PC. So DaVinci is great. Can't wait till I save enough to switch over to it. Vegas 14 has started to piss me off. Can't you can make gifts in it? I mean, I'm still just using Clipchamp, but I will be putting DaVinci on. I just haven't got around to putting everything on here. I need to. Friday is Friday and James, but it's Thursday. My head hurts. You tell Leon. Yeah, I'm starting with the free version of what have I just said? God, guys, you can actually see me being stupid today. DaVinci, before I think about paying. The free version's pretty good. I've had the free version recommended, so I'm going to try the free version. I like that they do the free version. It's pretty good that you can actually make a decision later. Hey Susan, hi Sarah. It's the first time I actually see you. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Look like I've been trying to buy through hedge backwards, but thank you. If James is Friday, then who's Saturday, Sunday, and the other days of the week? You'll have to allocate them, Lycan. I have that, but it lacks compared to the paid version of Vegas. I don't know Vegas. Leap. Divini Vini Vici. I was talking about you earlier, but I can't remember what I said. Sure, it was lovely. Yeah, it does, but you can still do manual edits that look like the add-ons. Fendi Vidi Visa came and I saw, did a little shopping. Oh, I've got to get these glasses changed. I've not even started drawing yet, and I'm getting a headache. Hey, Kunga Puds and other goods. So I've put off my videos till next month as the weather has taken a turn at the moment. The wind is up, so no point in hiring a car. No, because I'd actually thought at one point, do I just sort of hire a car for one day just to sort of try and get some. You'd have to book it in advance, and no point. There's absolutely no point. So, I mean, it was beautiful and sunny this morning. It's bloody overcast and horrid now. What? How have I been going? Oh, nearly an hour. I'm just going to go off camera for a second. Get a drink. It's better. Stay off camera. I'll get the artwork sorted out. I forgot what I came for. I sit back and remember again. I wandered to the kitchen and forget again. I am confused how this works. I do that all the time. Summer Rob. Hey, he's been nice to oh, hello Sean. My mate Sean. Can we have AI Sarah back, please? What? What AI Sarah? You got AI Sarah here. The centerfold. I actually wanted to do an ancient history degree, just for fun, shits and giggles. I know. But you have to know Latin. Stuck at languages. And number 2. That's very, very fucked. Feels a centerfold. Yes to Rob. Don't tell Crow. Get jealous. Oh, here we go. Where are the staples? World isn't ready for that. Actually. Don't need the earworms, thank you. I collect quotes rather than languages. I do know a Monty Python quote in German. That's all I can say. And I took German as a kid. It's crap at it. And it's quite a centerfold. Are you holding it? Oh, Jesus. Maybe I'll just go into intermission and make some more coffee. Not pint. Oh, I should have had more to eat before. Just give me a second. My phone's going. Orcadian sausage. Hey, don't be knocking Orcadian sausages. Best sausages I've ever tasted in my life were up and open. Go! Right, okay. I know I can't control the chat now, so we've only passed the 1 hour mark. Funny, Phil comes in, I can't control the chat. Coincidence? Exactly. Hello, Pickles. Save yourself, Laura. I've lost control. You know, the control they like me to think I've got for the first part of the live. That control. Actually, I don't want any more coffee. I don't know why I'm doing that. No, let's not. I'm strung up and sobbing. Oh dear. Morrison's, we will deliver your order. Well, thank you, as you've taken the money. I need the laugh today. Well, just read the chat. Can I come down yet? No, stay where you are and think about what you've done. Rob, don't encourage it. I'm actually upside down. Oh, the blood is rushing to his head. Let's remind everybody of the 2 little clips we did of Rob.
Ah, the sea calls to me today. Let's make a splash. Here I go. This is magical. Come on in, Crow. Plenty of seahorses to add to cart.
Hey, Crow, those seahorses aren't going to put themselves in the cart. Let's get moving, big boy. Turn it, big boy! Let's go faster! Hello, yeah! Frying seahorses for dinner tonight! Why?
There you go. Is it to page 2 spread? It's not lick the like button. Guess I'm a centerfold, didn't know it. There you go. See? Oh god. Lives were never as good without the chat. The first show I had on, we had a live chat on the website and answered questions from it on the show. It was 2005 or 6. Wow. I still miss the old forums. I know you can get them if you've got a website, but I miss those old forums. The PHP forums, they were so much easier to organise. They blew Discord and Facebook forums out the water. I just need to go to a meeting. Take care. You take care, Susan. Thank you for being here, hon. Cello shit. To the chandelier. I don't know what's going on with James. Surprised there's no clip of me licking the like button. I drink Moet like a poet. So much that. Take care, Susan. The drama forums. No, actually, I used to, for the most part, you know, you sort of could just find out who. I used to run one about Queens of the Stone Age. We used to have great fun in that. I was part of the food forum, and but what I liked about them is you could have it a bit like you can in Discord, but Discord just gets too big and such a mess. But you could also allocate certain categories to them that you could add photos and things. They were much simpler. They didn't have to become out of control like both Facebook and Discord get. Got to go and feed Mom, get her dressed and ready for the doctor. Will lurk a while. Take her away. Toodles. Toodles, cigarettes. My online life began when Radio 1 message boards. They were fun. Yeah. I was on the old Pete Doherty Baby Shambles forums, Wild Times. Stop encouraging it in my chats. I never got into, not that I ever tried actually, I will be honest. Because he was a pain. You're my Waterloo as tune. Tune? Just have another drink. I'm supposed to be doing artwork, aren't I? I'll get cracking shortly. You can put it with me on camera again for a bit. Blast from the Past Gordon Network is really. The Orphan Network is still up and running. You can still get the forums, but I haven't been able to find one without having to have an actual website attached to it. Time for heroes or heroes. We could be heroes. The little bit lesser known David Bowie song. Thank you, Debbie, for the ding. I never remembered to look up there. And Caroline. Dings are mine. I don't care whose chat you see them in, they're mine. Thanks, Wiz. Move the keyboard. No more heroes anymore. I'm a big Stranglers fan. Well, Hugh Cornwall era. Met Hugh Cornwall. I'm doing colouring books. Anyway, one of the things that'll be going on Amazon. Libertines. Yeah, I know I got that it was Libertines. I just never got into the Libertines. But I never actually tried. I never tried. Duct taping James to the chandelier. It's still dial up. Good God. I've only just got fibre optic. And you've seen I've bought you flowers. I've bought you flowers all collection. Is that a lyric? I take it. Feel I need to later. You reminded me. Yeah, you can do well on the colouring books on Amazon. I've been looking at them for a while. I used to, excuse me, I'm hiccuping. I used to do colouring sheets when I was on the market. So I am going to be doing some colouring books. I accept my fate. You say bye-bye, say hello. It's voting day. I don't think we've got any here. I have Jumanji. Oh, that's not Jumanji, is it? Sorry, I can't see the side chat. Junito colouring books. Could spin on Sarah's Discord. Yeah, I did put one or two up on the Discord. I do have others. I mean, I have ones that I wouldn't be able to put on Amazon because they're I've done some horror ones. Alien. That's on the market. Harry Potter. Yes, I've sold some Harry. I'm going to make money out of the little bastards. So I do have some. I've taken a colouring book and turned it completely to cursed horror. Yeah, the trouble is I don't want to. I can take the ideas, but I don't want to sort of redo anybody else's work. Mind you, I see it on both Amazon and Etsy as well, because people sell colouring books and stuff on Etsy and colouring sheets. And it's like, you've AI'd that. The AI image program I used to use, Microsoft Designer, there's actually a section you can just give them a picture and they'll turn it into a colouring page. That's not. No, again, as much as I'm Little Miss AI on the channel, When I do them, it'll all be my drawing. Any sneak previews of your new merch ideas? Well, Peachy Penguin that I've already done, and the Spooky Cookie, and the Drop Bear, but I need some more ideas at the moment. Hey Alexa Sweetness, how are you doing? Horror colouring book about a colouring book being coloured. Wiz? It's like one of those mirror images, isn't it, where you look in a mirror and you've got the same picture going back and back and back. I mean, anything that I can't, I'm not going to put onto Amazon. I can put in the Discord. I can put the old ones in the Discord if I can find them. I don't think she gets what I'm doing. Making pages versus colouring the way you want to. No, I don't get that. Horror tuna and mushroom pizza. The horror. Yeah. Foods you shouldn't eat. Tuna and mushroom pizza. Hot dogs with mayo on them. See? Yeah. I'm so lost. I'm actually going to set up the art. So, let me get Bathsheba up. Where's my oh, it's there. I've seen a cool video about some program that has an infinite drawing board. You can zoom in and out of it infinitely. Not sure it wasn't AI. That was probably AI. If it's infinitely. I've still got to put this mic on the arm. The sheer horror. Tuna and mushroom pizza. Should just be banned. Banned completely. There she is. There's Bathsheba. Need a pen. It's very dark in here. The bloody sun going in has been really inconvenient. Let's find a pen that works, shall we? That would be awesome. There we go. To be fair, Phil, do you explain everything with a twist on words? Yeah, yes, he does. Looks like Fulgrim Primer for the what? Legion? No twist to it. I just get random books and colour them. I always say, oh, the way you're colouring them in, you mean? I always say, I've said before that it's a long-standing tradition for art students to use colouring books to practice textures and things, but not to colour them in the way they're kind of designed to. Nightmare material, absolutely. Hold on. Give me a sec. Yep. Sorry, just answering a message. Colour scribbles in a... Oh, I could change a Harry Potter book. Maybe I could actually get hold of some colouring sheets for some of the you know, abominations like Harry Potter, and I'll change them live online. Allergic to mushrooms. I love mushrooms. Colour and reshape to a theme. Yeah. I think I'm more with it as to what you're talking about, so that's actually not a bad idea. Get my revenge on the little git. I haven't checked the picture actually. Where is it? Oh, it's actually the right way today. God knows what I've done for that to happen, but yay! So just let me check. Oh, it's there. View page. Just to make sure I'm not missing anybody. Good. I'm not touching that one, Sponge. They've had Harry Potter shouted at me for decades. I mean, I know the pain. Dude, you got to live here and know the pain of that. I don't need this to be too fancy schmancy because it's just background for the videos. But break the back of it on the live stream and then I'll get that video finished. Flipbook colouring book that starts off in black and white and you have to make it into colour. Yeah. The ones I have started putting together, I actually try and put a range of different. I mean, the colouring books will all be on a theme, but I try and do a range of sort of different amounts that you have to colour in because, you know, some that's small, some that you really have to sort of learn your textures on. What did Alexa say? Anyway, can't see it. I like Harry Potter, not really the character, but the universe. I actually wish I did like it because, you know, I'm a nerd. It would be nice to have another franchise to binge, but I just can't stand it. I probably would like it better if it wasn't for the main three. Well, Harry and Hermione, how do you pronounce it? I did read the first one when it first came out because my nephew was into it, and I was complaining about it, and I thought, well, I really should know what I'm complaining about, and it was so badly written, the first one. I do know people who read them and they enjoy them, but even they say the first one was particularly bad. And apparently, this is probably a conspiracy theory, but apparently they got better from the third one, suggesting a little bit more than whether it was just more experience or, whatever it was. I don't want to get sued. But the first one was badly written. And somebody once called it to me Enid Blyton with broomsticks. It's basically what it was. It's actually not that original. It's very formulaic. It's very clever, and I don't, good luck to her, she made the money. Often how it happens, something just takes off. Caught imagination of a lot of people. And the one good thing I will stick up for it for is I do know a lot of people that said they couldn't get their kids to read books until Harry Potter came out. So if it got kids reading, I'm not going to moan about that. Probably less now because there's the movies, etc. So I would imagine a lot of kids aren't bothering reading the books. But certainly at the time, they did encourage reading. I got my nephew reading, and he would eventually be diagnosed with dyslexia, but he did read, and he moved on as he got older to, there's a horror writer for fiction called Darren Shand, and he used to love reading that. So, who am I to criticise? No, not a fan. Living here doesn't help. Harry Potter's been printed up the road where I live. Yeah, I used to know Mel. And same thing. I mean, I used to know her really well, and we both felt that there was so much better children's authors out there. There's one that I think Mel recommended to me. There's one writer called Diana Wynne Jones. And she's written some incredible books, but of course she's successful. But Harry Potter just took off. And what was the other one? I didn't get into it as much, but the Pullman ones, the sort of Morph Legends, etc. Head of a snaring werewolf for merch. Drawing not a natural head. The zombie pet colouring, but I like the idea of that. Actually, I'm going to write that down. I did do some zombie versions of some of the channels. Might do a zombie colouring book. Thank you, Debbie. I like that. Who is Mel? Yeah, she was a lecturer with me at Sunderland Uni. She actually specialised in comic books. It's mainly comic books for girls, but she loved comic books generally. So Mel actually recommended some of the ones I started reading. We did call her Mel, so people would see the name sort of. She didn't go by Melanie. So people sort of, I remember going to see, there's a comic book illustrator called Talbot, Brian Talbot. His wife worked at the uni. And I remember we went to Durham to see him do a talk on how he actually put his comic books together. And Mel was there, and she'd left us tickets at the door, and we had to go in to this cinema because the room was in a cinema that they'd booked, and actually said at the door, "Oh, we've had tickets left for us here by Mel Gibson." And we got looked at hard, and we're like, "No, really, that's her name. It's a female. She's called Mel Gibson." And Mel turned up to actually assure the staff on the door that we weren't lying and taking the piss. So, Curse Cupcake, Demon Donuts to go with your spooky cookie. Ooh. Not everything is in the movies. No, it won't be. You can't with any book. I mean, I've said before about, if you've read the book, especially if you read the books first, you're always going to have critiques. I mean, I would love to see Dragonlance redone. Oh, redone, yeah, because it was an animation. I'd love to see it get the Lord of the Rings treatment. It doesn't matter how good it is, you can guarantee that I'm going to piss and moan about something. Spooky Cookie sounds like a cobweb-covered veg. Sorry, that just popped in my head too. It's Crow's fault. Spooky Cookie came from Crow. That's what ruins the movies. I only read a few books, and it's funny, I couldn't quite remember. Dragonlance art was amazing. Yeah, there were different ones that did the Dragonlance art, but the guy... Oh, I can't remember his name. That did the best. Name's gone. Because there was 3 or 4 different artists. And they never got Raceland right either. So... No. Okay, I can't scroll. I can't reread stuff when you can see it faded out, but it's the Girls from the Ring movie. It's Bathsheba from the Conjuring movie. I'm doing Bathsheba. I have a zombie baby of actually a few of us. I just want to find my zombie baby. Actually, I could show you a few of the. Which one would it be in? Crap. Actually, is it called Zombies? Halloween Zombies. So. Well, actually, you've seen me use this one before. I'll attempt to do my own version of that. Oh, what's wrong with the horse outside? But it's neighing, probably thinking it's cold. Let me in. I think this is a raven one. Hang on. Was that one of the raven ones? Trying to find the one of me as a baby. Crow didn't look much different. It's because of the mask. Oh, my baby one's not on here. Where is it? Just wait for it to pop up. It's Justin. How flattering! How flattering that is. The baby one isn't here. Why isn't the baby one here? That's the one I was looking for. No, it's not there. Yeah. I do have quite a few of those designs. Restore zombie babies. Especially because you said Crow suggested that. Yeah! Me and Phil were trying to come up with a name, and it was Crow that said, because I wanted something sort of either coffee or, you know, that along those lines, and it was Crow that said spooky cookie. So if you don't like it, put your complaint into the box. I've got the hiccups. That must be the Diet Coke. No, I can still read Dragonlance as easy as the first two books. I can still read it as easy as the day I read them. They're I mean, I've got a love for them, so which kind of is a factor, but I mean, Race is one of my favourite ever characters in anything, film, movies, book. And some of the others, I mean, I don't think there's a character in those books I don't like, to be honest. I prefer some to others, but I don't think anybody annoys me. We all know that takes some doing. So, well, it's based on the. Hang on. It's glaring a bit, but that's what it's been worked off at the moment, anyway. See, it's not done. James, go to your room and take the chandelier with you. There you go. You've been told off, James. Don't think this pen works. I need to start putting pens in bins that don't work. That is a very bad habit, Sarah. There's Picture Penguin. Ooh. I can't see. The light's not light enough in here for me to see properly. That's purple. This one. That one's not working either. You can tell which colours I use the most. I can pull that one nearer. I'm talking to myself, guys. Just amuse yourselves. You're in that time zone anyway. I've got a bloody brown pen. If that would work. But my guess is the black won't work either. No. No. Oh yeah, that would be it. Right, that'll work. Just try it. Actually, Debs, I don't think I ended up using them in the yearbook, so we could we could go down this theme for this year's yearbook. Steve was asking me about it earlier. And do things like go down the... Actually, the other thing is with the yearbook, because I just put it onto the site for free. You should be able to download from that for nothing as well. I could include some colouring pages when I do it. So if you download, you can colour in. I might actually do that. I could use that site for that anyway. So if I'm doing, say, colouring sheets of anybody in the debunking community, because I don't want to charge for that, I can use other people's images or branding and make money off it. So I might do that actually, and if it didn't occur to me, I could do that with Flipbook. Justin, I think I did most people. I need to find all the images because they'll be on the cloud because of changing computers. But I did do quite a few people. It's not impossible to do. Waves at penguin, drag chandelier through a narrow doorway. What's my chat doing? I'm just getting into a good book, Stupid Eyes. I am very here. I'm going to contradict myself now. I am very traditional when it comes to books. I like real books, but with problems with the eyesight, etc. I have a Amazon Fire tablet, so I do download from Kindle now. I still like having the hard copy, but if it's something I just want to read, just for the sake of reading, then I do read. I find it easy to read on the screen, and I hate that because I'd rather read a proper book. But you know, it is what it is. It's going to run out on me. You stop close holder. Art question. What is the brand name of the pens you can't get anywhere? It's rubbed off of that one. It's these. It's a very good brand actually. You get them from Amazon. Arteza. I often, if I need new art materials, I'll see if Arteza do them. I've never been let down by Arteza. The only things I don't switch from are the ink pencils I use all the time are Derwent. They last forever. They're great. But I started buying these because I was using them to colour tote bags and things like that for the market, and it really does last. The ink, you know, it's perfectly washable. Because these are fabric markers, and so you have a thin one and a thick one on there. But the reason why I like them as art pens is they blend. They blend a lot better than a lot of. Just find an example. Doesn't matter on here. So, for example, you know, you can colour and then you can actually sort of, probably not the best example, but you can actually blend the two colours together. If if you want some shading. Just keep reworking it. You have to do it obviously while it's still, when you've just done it, otherwise it, I haven't chosen the right 2 colours there. Yeah, but you can actually blend them. But Artes are still around. I can't find the pens anymore. I think they've stopped doing the fabric pens. Maybe people just weren't buying them, but it's a shame because I mean, I bought them all the time, so I still have a lot left, but obviously the colours that I used the most are starting to get more difficult, because I did buy multiple sets, but as often happens, you get stuck with the ones that you actually don't use much anymore. Sadly. Yeah, Artes are, they're not bad prices either. Artes equipment, art materials. See, that's not blending because I've used a Sharpie. Which is why I need the darker pen. Let's see if I can find one. What colour's that? Oh, that'll still work. So yeah. See, the Sharpie dried straight away on this paper. Whereas the Arteza pens don't. They give you some time to blend where you want to. What did one tonsil say to the other? Yeah, we must do that. Remind me of that, Deb, because that's something we can work on, and it would be awesome to have some of your expertise on that as well, because Debbie's by far the champion at doing the 3D stuff. That's given me a partial idea actually, because the mods wanted a tournament. If I can develop that, the way to do it. Typical horrors of every chat. I know, I've got no control, Raven. None whatsoever. James is busy with the chandelier. Get dressed, the doctor's taking us out tonight. My mother Devs, let's clean up the clothes. No, I need this, I need that, I need everything. And she puts it in another room, so when she cleans that room, they move again. Sounds like me, actually. When are we getting interviewed by you, Sarah, then? I'm hoping to speak to Sandra today, actually. So, I'm hoping if they can do it, if they're all right, I'm gonna have Bristol on first, and then, you know, just if you're interested, just let me know. Happily add you to the list. I'm hoping the week after next, if they can do it, I'll have the first one out. Really looking forward to the podcasts. I just ended up in your room again, just a full circle. James is duct taped to the chandelier and he's been sent to his cupboard under the stairs with it. Has he got a little, not a lightning bolt, but a crumpet birthmark on his forehead? Zombies. Yeah, we thought we'd put some zombie themes into the yearbook this year, Raven. I used to take a book with me on a night out like a drunken safety blanket. I've done that before. I remember taking, before the movie came out, I read Silence of the Lambs. I really love the Silence of the Lambs movie, but the book is better. I'm sorry, it is. It's not a huge removal from the book, but there's one or two things in the book they don't do in the movie that really makes a difference. It's more horrific. But the friend I used to go to a lot of gigs with, including all the Guns N' Roses gigs in the 90s, she was older than me. She was about 7 years older than me. So she had been a teenager in the 70s. And when she was sort of, in her teens, she was a big fan of things like, before she got into all of her rock and stuff, she was into things like Bay City Rollers and the Osmonds and things, and David Essex. So I saw David Essex a couple of times. One time he actually wasn't too bad. The second time it was been awful. And I actually had Silence of the Lambs with me, and I joked for ages that the Silence of the Lambs was less scary than the bloody concert was. Sean's still a lurky turkey, not a problem, Sean. Well, I do prefer physical books. I sometimes listen to audiobooks when I've got a migraine. I can't get into audiobooks. I wish I could. I think for me it depends who's reading it, to be honest. I'd also like it unabridged if I'm listening to the book. I don't want it edited down. Yeah, me too. Artisan sausages are lovely. They are. I had this text-to-speech program, and you read this PDF, and it reads to you, sound robotic and AI, but it's easier. Still feel like I'm underwater. The cool pens, yeah. It's if I want the stronger sort of effect, sometimes you'll see me use both these and when I've done art streams, I've used both these and the ink pencils. The ink pencils are basically, if you haven't seen them before, they're the pencils that you sort of colour on and then you add water. But they're the ink ones, not the watercolour ones, because the ink ones give you much stronger colours. If you have water inside your ears. Have you still got those ear infections, Sponge? Sort your doctors out. When I had the really bad one a few years ago, I got given the wrong antibiotics, and the doctor, because it's a nurse practitioner that had given me antibiotics, but it never went away, and it was a really bad one. And I went to the doctor and said, "Oh, it's the wrong antibiotics. Beware, it is." Why did I hear Malteser? I don't know, but I want Maltesers now. Never heard of using rubbers that way. We're so used to calling erasers rubbers. I heard art teaser. I think I've just told you you're going to need chocolate. I need something that's not chocolate because I've got a headache. What zombie thing? I'd done zombies. I think this one was yours originally. For the yearbook, and I never used them. You've seen that one of me. Did quite a few things. few people. I think we can go down the zombie route this year again. For the yearbook, because we've got to start the tournament. Yeah, you might not have been here, Sponge. The mods the other day were sort of wanting a mods tournament to see who came out as top mod. So I was trying to think of a way of doing it. It's sort of Kinnelos, really. I think she'd have had a better lawyer. She should be Sponge Bathsheba, not to be confused with Sponge Bath Haunting. Hola! You could interview a group of us. I could. If you do come on with me, by the way, you don't have to be on camera. You can do it behind an avatar. So anybody who is interested, let me know. The book is great. Yeah, there were two. I haven't read the book since before the movie came out. I do know that the bit where he's in the cage in the middle of the room, there's something extra that happens in that scene in the book, and I can't remember what it is, but it makes it even more horrific. And I think the ending is scarier in the book. But because it is slightly different in the book. Yeah, I do like the movie. I do like her. I think Jodie Foster did a great job in the movie, and I do think it's a good movie. But the book is better. Misery. I read Misery. Misery was terrifying. You get some rest, sweetness. You take care, darling. Yeah, that's why none of us are feeling icky after Alexis. How long have I been going? Oh, nearly 2 hours. When my ADHD got worse, audiobooks saved me. I used to be able to read a book in 3 days. I think the only thing with me with books, and I'm self-taught because it was from being a student for so long. I can speed read. It's not I've not been officially taught how to speed read. It's just that I can do it from all those years of studying and research. And I do tend to do that with books, and it probably knackers some of the enjoyment of them, if I'm honest. Wrong pen. It's better. It probably really does. So, and I will still do it. And I also have a habit sometimes, if I'm not fully engaged. I don't know if anybody else does this. You'll read something, and I know I'm reading it, I know I've read it, but because I haven't been concentrating, I have to go back and reread again because I haven't quite taken in what's been said. That can get annoying real fast. Apart from that, but it's a little bit what I kind of be touching on it with the death of the author bit, that I'm doing this Bathsheba thing, because we can all read a book in different ways. It's like I mentioned Dragonlance. You know, I have very definite images of each character. Somebody will have read the same book and have the exact different images. I could end up watching the Dragonlance movie if they ever make one and say, no, that's not Raceland. Somebody else will go, oh yeah, they've got him perfectly. Hey, Mike. Oh. Oh, Sponge and Leon, thank you for joining Patreon, you legends. Um, Alexis, you certainly do.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
I didn't ask you anything. Bloody Alexa. Hey, Gatekeeper. Serpent in the Rainbow. No, no, that one. No, before anybody says anything. Mod tournament. No, nothing, just something funny. I'm not looking for people to copy genuinely or whatever. It'll just be something completely random. Anybody does want to join in, that's fine. I'm not gonna force it on anybody. Custom Oracle cards. I still want to do my tarots. I'm too shy. Oh, you mean the no. No, I didn't mean the tournament on podcasts or anything. No, but if anybody does want to, does feel that they can sort of, they have something to say on a podcast or they want to group on a podcast, can I just reinforce they're pre-recorded, and that's one of the reasons they're pre-recorded, because not everybody is used to speaking. You know, it's not like you're live. That's a different animal if you're live. If the tournament, I'll happily take the check. Okay, that's so good of you, Spanish. Iron Butterfly and Manhunter. Manhunter was a good movie, actually. I suffer with reading dyslexia. I can't retain information, whereas most people can read and take things in. I have to read it multiple times before I retain the information. It depends how carefully I read. I am sacrilege to some people because I will write notes in the margins and underline stuff so I can go back. You can do it on Kindle as well. So I've always done that. The technical wonder that is Mrs. Prism. Hey, Mrs. Prism. Books are better than movies if the book is written before the movie, not after. Yeah. Just read the back of the cover, the first page and last page. Spoiler alerts. Getting a headache now myself, guys. So I won't be on much longer. Alexis wanted to fight today. I don't know why Alexis turned on. Love reading, but some books are easier than others. Yeah, I mean, there's one or two classic books I love that they're hard reads though. Wuthering Heights is one, but that's like wading through treacle. You've got to be committed to read it. And the other one is Dracula. That's a really good book, and nothing like any of the movies that have come out. Don't care what anybody says, but it's a long process getting through that. Not because it's bad; it's just hard going to read. Frankenstein, on the other hand, is an easy read. That's great. That's my Patreon. Yeah, Mr. Prism, happily add you to the list. Some books I have trouble getting into, like the Bible, just no pictures or colouring page. Try comic books. I can recommend some really good graphic novels. Uh, um, is there another gatekeeper? Oh, that's Scarborough Gatekeeper. No, I don't get confused with Gordo with Scarborough Gatekeeper. I just sometimes read the paranormal bit and I realise it's... Rob keeps pointing out I'm calling Gordo Mason and vice versa. Used to do that for some books that were too bland to read in high school. Back cover and read the first few and last make report. Loomis Mayhem, I got both my English literature O-level and A-level. So O-level was 16 years old and A-level was 18 years old at school. I didn't read any of the books for either exam. I've got a B for O-level and a C for A-level, and I sometimes wonder, I sometimes was tempted to retake the A-level and just read the bloody things. So you make drawing look easy. Thank you. It's not feeling very easy still. I'm not concentrating. I love Dracula. I even wrote my BA thesis on that book. Yeah, I actually read it for an essay for popular culture in my second year. I hadn't read it until then, and I would love to see somebody. It would have to be done as a TV series. I would love to see somebody truly adapt it. But I've said this before, the problem that the movies and the TV have with doing the book as it is Dracula's not, the character of Dracula's not actually in it that much. It's about his effect on people. And of course, movies especially like Dracula to be the star. There's great channels that do the old book movie tie-ins, like the audio version of Halloween 2. Really? I do sometimes get recommended books from TV and film. Wuthering Heights is my all-time favourite book. I've had at least 5 copies because I read them to pieces. I love the book. I am not trashing the book. I love the book, but it's for me, it's a slow read. Wuthering Heights is another one. Sometimes films will only do half the story. I mean, the old Laurence Olivier one was only half the book. The one with Ralph Fiennes, which I actually like, was a lot more of the book, but interview me about pickles. Just do that, just whine crow up. Dracula's amazing, but not the easiest. No, it's and it's actually quite a hefty book as well, but it is worth it. Dracula was a great read. I saw it lying around somewhere. It is a good read. A bit more violent. I remember picking up the Dracula book for an English class and my teacher walking past and just saying good pick. Yeah, it's a very good book, and because it's... I mean, I do love the Dracula movie, don't get me wrong, I love the Hammer horror and all that. But it is a very good piece of classic literature. It's a bit like Frankenstein, they're both very good books. I'm going to get some chocolate. They didn't allow me to use Dracula for school reading, but I had to choose from a list they made. Of course, none of them interested me. Have a good stream, Sarah, and have a good day, everyone. Take care. Bye, Mr. Prism. I was good at writing essays. Depended if I wanted to write it or not, to be honest. Tried publishing a one-page book called Reading Made Simple, didn't sell. It's like having the opening and the spoiler ending all on one page, isn't it? Right, I'm flagging, guys. I'm going to take a power nap. What time is it? 4 o'clock. I'm going to take a power nap. So I'll do my phone calls tonight. Tina girl, been lurking for a while, but I have to get ready for an appointment. No problem. And my next live will be a normal live on Saturday. Because I can just scribble this finish now, ready for the Bathsheba book. What's the word I'm looking for? Video. So, thank you everybody. Thank you for putting up with me on camera. And I will see you later. Toodles.
Don't need coffee.
I need coffee. I need coffee.
You don't need coffee.
I need coffee.